Very good day to you and welcome to Herman Manyora's YouTube channel. It's a new week. My name is Jedel Kabir here for our usual political conversations that are very simple, truthful and biased, with Prof putting them across in a hard-hitting way. How are you doing today?
Wonderful.
How's life?
Life is good.
Raila is boarding a matatu.
Yes.
I hope you'll leave that fuel guzzler of yours too when the pale Ngong Road pia upande matatu.
Sisi hatuna fuel guzzler. Sisi ni watu tu gari ndogo ndogo.
But how are you doing though?
Which we rarely use anyway.
You know, we're looking at the situation in the country. Everyone is complaining that the cost of living is so high. Raila is literally walking the talk. He told people to walk. He's walking himself too.
And I've seen a report from people who sell petroleum, the association. They are saying the sales are down by more than 30%.
It's actually happening. People are actually following what Raila is saying. Is this the situation?
Not necessarily what Raila is saying, but the reality is you'll think twice before you go on the road.
195 Kenya shillings cost of petrol.
Yes.
We're looking at President William Ruto. What should he do now? Because the country, you can't even tell if you should go to the CBD. I was there when Raila was passing and you're looking at the police offices, you're looking at the crowds, you can't even open your shop. What do you tell Ruto now?
I think I would ask the president just to look around, open his eyes, and see the suffering of the people of this country. This suffering is real. You can touch it. You can smell it. Yeah. You can smell the suffering. You can touch it.
What should he do?
You can feel it.
Is there something you can tell him to do?
There is so
now?
much
Because
there is so much government can do to ease the pain of living.
All we are hearing is we need this money, we need these taxes. Our country is
not true. It's not true.
It's not
true. It's not true. It's not true. It's not true. I have said and I did a video one time. I've said repeatedly that we have a 3.7 trillion 3.6, 3.7, thereabout budget. We can do with a 2.5 billion budget or even less, or 3 trillion. So you don't need to have deficits. This government is continuously promising people things. I mean, why do you want to give people a road passing their village and they have nothing to eat? It's basically stupid. Yeah.
So we're looking.
So while on the one hand you say you don't have resources, you don't have money, that's why you are taxing people. But you are engaged in opulence. You are engaged in spending, wasteful spending. How many, even as we speak now, if we were to take stock, how many public officers are out of the country just now perhaps? How much money is the government going to spend in foreign trips this month of July? How much did they spend last month? Well, they are not serious. They are not serious. They are not serious at all. How much money do we spend on entertainment, even at State House? A figure was given of about 5 or 8 million shillings per day on tea and mandasi at State House. You cannot be serious. You cannot overtax Kenyans and then, on the other hand, engage in wasteful spending. How many Kenyans are in Mombasa now? Or Naivasha, attending all these seminars, useless seminars. I'm a trainer, I'm a consultant, I know, there's nothing. You even go there, when it's your time to speak, oh, the program has been changed, oh, we are in a hurry, people want to leave. You are given 5 minutes.
And they pay you the full amount.
Yes, it's useless, and we all know it. We are the ones who benefit, and we know it's useless. The guys now in Naivasha, there's nothing they are doing there. And they are always, there must be somebody in Naivasha. There must be somebody in Mombasa, groups of people. There must be groups of people in Dubai, where, across the world. And there's nothing they are doing there.
So
zero. You know what zero looks like?
Yeah.
My eye, hakuna kitu mtu akipanda ndege hapa delegation, they are going to do. Zero, not even the president himself. Because if Manyora is the president, everything will be done by my ambassadors. They are the ones who will attend meetings and bring reports home. None of my ministers will go out of the country.
Okay.
Nothing, not even myself. Very rare.
You know, the question now is Raila is leading.
Magufuli showed it. He didn't go anywhere. Na kazi ilikuwa inafanywa. Hapo ilikuwa kazi tu Tanzania. Kazi tu. The only time he left the country, I think he went to Uganda or where? By road. By rail or by road.
And
kazi tu, hapo ilikuwa kazi tu. There's an MCA in my place and Asamanga, hapa kazi tu.
Hapa ni kazi tu.
Honorable Mboku.
Is Ruto the one leading this protest? Can you look at it that way, not Raila himself, by making people get angry and hungry? As
if people are not hungry and angry, Raila can talk what he wants. Nobody will go out. People will be busy doing their things. Only a few rascals will go out. But today, you know, these mandamanos are not well coordinated. They are not well organized. People are not hyped. But if there was some hype, the whole of this Nairobi will be there in that mandamano. Because everybody is feeling. For the first time, even the so-called middle class is feeling the pinch.
Everyone is feeling it.
Yes.
Martha Karua says there's no enough space for people to come together and demonstrate, and that's why they're having this signature collection, 10 million. First of all, this 10 million signature collection, Paspa Roma, Wetangula says they tried 2 million people were drawing cows on the signatures. Does this 10 million signature make
when you are eating, when you are on the table, even if you are eating leftovers, you'll just speak the way Wetangula is speaking. Simple. It's human nature. Those on the table, even if they are just they are allowed only to eat when others have already eaten. Wazito wakisimama wewe, they will speak the way Wetangula is speaking.
Does this signature collection make sense for
because
you?
Because if you see
2 million, it didn't work.
If you see the people, the mood in the country, you must be foolish to speak the way Wetangula is speaking. These are dangerous times. Yeah, people, the country is angry. The country is angry.
But I'm asking about the sensibility of the 10 million signatures when it comes to making change in this country. You
see, I also heard somebody saying, oh, the constitution, blah, blah, blah. There's nowhere in the constitution that says you collect 10 million signatures or 15 or 10 or 5 and then you remove a government. So, so before you speak and you're a lawyer, so you must know you're out of order. Yeah, it's not in the constitution.
Yes.
In other words, for people like Wetangula and the rest, I only have this message. That the moment Raila began to question the legitimacy of this government, he was talking outside the establishment. He has taken the ball from the field. You are talking about rules in the field, and the ball has been tossed out of the field. Okay. And you are a lawyer. What kind of lawyer are you?
So
which law school did you go to?
What are you basically saying? Are you saying that this thing is tossed out of the parameters of law and that it's taking Ruto out of
because
State House?
Within the parameters of law you contested, somebody else was declared winner. The law allows you to contest the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court declared your opponent the president. That's why it ends. Anything else is outside the parameters of the law. And and even Raila himself has said it. You take these people, this thing is to the people under the constitution, that article 1 or whatever it is. Yes. Yeah. So if you are a lawyer, which law school did you go to?
So I'm asking you, because we're looking at new...
Or because you are eating, you can't even see things which a first year law student is supposed to see. Yeah.
So we shouldn't expect Ruto to be impeached through parliament if it's getting...
No, how can you impeach Ruto through parliament and he has the numbers? You can take it there for nuisance value. It happens across the world. People try to impeach prime minister when they know they don't have the numbers. But you put a case across for the people to see, even if you are going to lose. But the people have seen.
All right.
It may help you in the coming election. It may make the party of the prime minister even recall him or think twice. But yet you know you are not going to win. That's within the parameters of the law. But once you want to contest the legitimacy of our presidency, you can't do it within the confines of the law.
You said before that the person who's going to become
president, it is within the confines of the constitution. If you look at the sovereign power of the people. Okay? But you can't play it using the rules provided. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know whether
you look at the sovereignty, but you can't play
within the rules provided, because it is not very far from a revolution. A revolution does not obey the rules. It breaks the rules. That's what a revolution
Tell
is.
Me then,
you break the rules.
How safe is Ruto's presidency now? When you look at Wednesday, we're expecting another mass protest on Wednesday. How safe is his...
I choose not to see Ruto's presidency, whether it's safe or not, I choose to see the country. How safe is the country? Ask me, how safe is the country? Not Ruto. No, Ruto can be safe or not safe. That's not important.
It's not about one man.
No. It's not about Ruto. Whether Ruto is safe or not is not an issue.
Then how safe are we as a
We are not safe. We are not safe. That's what matters to me. That as a people, as a country, we are not safe. We are just an inch from anarchy. You know, if you keep allowing boys to spill over into town, one thing will lead to another. And anarchy will prevail. And there will be no winners or losers. I mean, there will be no winners. It won't. Don't ask me whether Ruto is safe. Don't think if Ruto is not there, then Raila will take over. No. They will both lose, and we will all of us lose. So we are not safe.
What is the future? What does the future hold for us? Because we are looking at this situation, we're looking at Wednesday, we're expecting the president to speak about it. He hasn't yet. What is the future then?
This is a very simple matter. The president should stop listening to these small fellas around him. The president should be big enough to handle this situation and to be bigger than Raila and the opposition and his friends. He should rise above everybody because he's the president and do what needs to be done.
Are we going back to bipartisan talks because they came to a halt?
He has proved it's difficult.
Does that mean we are not going back there?
It looks like now we have only two options. Option number one is the president does what ought to be done to correct the situation. That includes talking to Raila, that includes changing some laws, that includes bringing down the cost of living. It's within the power of the government to bring down the cost of living. Oh, we can do it one morning. That means listening less to IMF and World Bank. That's the first option, which I would prefer. The other option on the left is then Kenyans will demonstrate. And I can tell the government this, I can tell the president and anybody who cares to listen to me. Whether you like it or not, you'll give in. You'll give in to some of these demands. And the saying is too little,
too late.
If you look in the recent past, hasn't the president given in? Hasn't he even offered a salary increment? Has it excited people? Does it ever appear like he has done it? Have you heard anybody talking about salary increase?
No.
But it is there this month. Even me, I'm told, is there for me.
Servants, yeah,
it is there even on my payslip this month. But have you seen people getting excited about it?
Actually, doctors want to go and they're demanding more.
That is the meaning of too little, too late. You give things, but nobody will notice you are giving them. Look at revolutions across history. When the king realizes things are getting out of control, he begins to give one thing after the other. Too little,
too late.
And the people now demand more. They have now smelled blood. They want the animal itself. I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
You know, Moses Kuria is back with Uhuru's talk. He says, I really like this 10 million signatures thing. It is Uhuru's way of keeping Raila busy and out of the street. Says he's ready to defend William Ruto when it comes to dealing with President Uhuru Kenyatta.
Who is ready?
Moses Kuria, he's the one who said
My friend.
I want to know why Uhuru Kenyatta? Because we always insinuated that Uhuru is silent, but then Kenya Kwanza always comes out saying, look, it is Uhuru behind all.
You know, I have tried to understand the Uhuru thing, and I gave my interpretation of this. One is the obvious one. They used Uhuru Kenyatta as an excuse to get to power. They think they can still use Uhuru as an excuse, play victim to hold on to power because they are not delivering what they promised the people of Kenya. Unfortunate for them, and I read this on Twitter, I think, playing the victim doesn't help those who are in power. People who play the victim successful are those who are out of power, fighting against power. So it won't help them. The other interpretation is that it could be true that Uhuru is giving them a hard time. From where I stand, I doubt.
He's the one controlling.
Because when they talk of Uhuru sponsoring, what is this sponsoring? You know, I would know, surely. If Uhuru is giving money to Raila, not that they will give me, but I would know. I'm intelligent enough to know. And I'm networked. I have friends all over. I would know if money is flying around. Even if none gets to me, I would know. So, which is this money Uhuru is giving?
So how long can this Uhuru talk go on,
it will
though?
get
Because
nowhere.
we
But
all-
there's also another
in.
probability. There's also a probability that Uhuru could have given power, but known that there are games he can play and then these people lose. And these guys know. There's also a possibility. And finally, there might be something they know we don't know. It could even be that Uhuru played Raila. And he must keep on playing this game. And with the Kuri attacking him. So that Raila remains convinced that Uhuru was. So there are many interpretations you can give.
But then for Uhuru, we always say we don't really know.
Yes.
Message now for Raila Odinga, because he seems to be the one talking for the people who are suffering. Message for him as he's walking to town, boarding matatus. I hear he paid the fare for the people in that Nganya. What is your message for him?
My message to Raila is simple. I wish he could find a way of getting the government to see sense without putting the country at risk. I know how difficult it is. I have no answers myself, but I'm sure if he commits himself to thinking and he works with the right men and women, they can crack this puzzle. It's a puzzle. You have to crack it. They used to call it a $6 million question. That how can you bring government to its senses, or if need be, to its knees, or even at best or at worst, depending where you look from, make the government live without mass action. $6 million question.
And
I know it is possible. Because I know the mass action will deliver. And I want to tell Korea and the rest of these people, they are playing with danger. I know the mood in this country. It's not difficult to see. When I went home during last year before election, the border people were stopping me and telling me, when Raila na Uhuru mlitudanganya, sijui what, Uhuru now, mataka Uhuru arudi. So, they were the hustlers in my village. And I said about it in one of our shows. Do the bush, you know, hustler, bottom up, Today you go there. If you mention hustler, they'll beat you. And it's across the country. So Moses Kuria, I'm just telling them, open your eyes. There's a really danger. Because the people are not happy. The easier thing to do is not to talk badly. No. This thing is not about Raila. This thing, for the first time, is about the people. So you are not talking about, talk about the people. And there is a very simple way out. Do for the people of Kenya what you must do to make the people of Kenya live like human beings. It's a no-brainer, like they say. Just see the cost of living.
Yeah.
Can you bring it down by 30%? Look at electricity bill. Look at factories. Let me tell you, and Kenya Power know this, a lot of the people using electricity in this area are bypassing the meter. They are not paying the right dues, because if you pay and you have a factory, you'll be paying millions per month, hundreds of millions, tens of millions. Tens of millions. You'll close the factory. Most of those factories are bypassing the meter. And it's Kenya Power people who are doing it. Let anybody challenge me tuanze kutembea. Tuingie tu gari ya Kenya Power sahi na police. Tuende industrial area. Tuone how many companies are bypassing the meter. So, reduce the rates down, you'll even collect more money. Okay? Look at the levies on petrol and taxes. Reduce, remove some. Bring the cost of petrol and diesel down. Cost of transport, matatu fare will go down. Look at the situation with the grain. No country has any business being in power if the people can go to bed hungry. So look at the grain situation in the world and in the country. And figure out how can we how can we make sure Kenyan people put ugali on the table without committing suicide? You know, you might need to commit suicide so that your people can eat.
Yeah.
Or you still to go to jail, but at least your people eat. How can we make the price of unga be like 100? If we sit down genuinely as Kenyans to figure out how, we shall come out with an answer. Okay?
Yeah.
So there's so much the government can do to ease the pain of living for the people of this country. But if the option is talk the way my friend Kuria is talking, let them continue talking. But I want to tell them this before I end. I know you want us to end.
Yeah.
When they are refugees in another country, they will be looking back, and this voice from Manyora will be ringing there. They will ask, why, how come we didn't see that which was very obvious? We thought Raila was the problem. Raila is not the problem. And these are people of Kenya who are hungry. No government has ever succeeded being in power when an overwhelming majority of the citizens go to bed hungry. Hii tumbo ndio kila kitu. Hii weka kitu ndani.
Watu watatulia.
Weka kitu ndani ya watu tumbo. Watu wanalala tu. Hata kama hawajakula kitu ya muhimu, lakini kitu
iko ndani. Thank you so much for tuning in for usual political conversations. This is a conversation about Mandamanos, the future of this country. I want to thank the people that have made this possible. I know you are hearing Bushi Wanda, who he is. He's the guy behind the camera, together with Davey and Ryan. Until we do talk again, have yourself a lovely rest of your week.